Welcome everybody to another exciting show of Bitcoin Live. It's the first show after our vacation, and we got our good friend Shankar of Kaafila back on the show. Welcome back, Shankar.
Um, Thank you, Nick. It's really great to see you. It's been about 2 months plus. The last call we did was on 27th of Jan, and today is 7th of April. So 2 months, 10 days, and a lot has happened. If you think of what's happening in Russia, Ukraine, so much has changed in terms of the risk appetite of investors globally. Lot have changed, and it's really good to be back with you because your and this video that we do with you is also my way of communicating with our Kafila users and team members worldwide. We do have text messages and mails and tweets going on, but this is also an opportunity for me to share what we are doing with
Yeah,
everyone.
I think you
And
guys have been super busy, also with everything that's going on in the world. I mean, it's incredible that in 2 months' time the whole world can turn upside down.
yes,
It's
yes, a lot has
crazy.
happened. Yes, couldn't have thought it on 27th Jan that we'll be like this on first week of April, and so that also is something that we think about. But like everyone who is reading even of our website or videos for a few minutes, this is a project that we have set up for a 20 plus year duration, like Bitcoin with 4 year halving cycle. So yes, it's not like we have raised a lot of funds and we need to deliver 10x growth next quarter or those kind of things. So we have that buffer in terms of or flexibility in terms of how we approach our projects, how we build them, and because all the efforts is literally by contributions from team members worldwide. So so in that sense, yes, we have the ability to remain flexible and work more when more team members are participating, and at sometimes things do go slow. So when that slow period is there, we use that to do more analysis, more research, and be ready with what we should do. And the last 2 months since we spoke gave us some opportunity to do some more detailed analysis in the areas we want to work and grow, and which has enabled us to think in terms of how we can reduce costs significantly for development. Some of the systems we had thought will cost more earlier to develop, now we think we can do them in much lower cost, which will help us to then go and develop them faster. So yeah. So first of all, thanks again, and I would like to say hello to all Kafila team members and users who we call Kafila Army, and they're really wonderful. And so we really appreciate the efforts of Kafila Army because it's their contributions which has brought the project to this level, and we are still in early stages. I think we will see so much more in the coming quarters and years. uh, these are really early stages, I would say that. And
That's a good
so
good moment
yeah.
to touch base and to see where things are going. Shall I open
Yes,
the first slide?
yes, just open the lighthouse slide, which is, yeah. So this is like our Kafila software and blockchain apps portfolio, and this is our literally like our dashboard of what we want to do and what we are doing. We made the decentralized video live in December. Currently, we are developing the ad plugin or for that video system, because it is through ads that we will monetize this video system just like YouTube. And
Yeah, indeed.
so that's getting ready, and at that point we can then do more marketing for our video app, and get more content creators, knowing that we can also then go to advertisers, and in the beginning we will give them extremely attractive packages just to get them on board, but at least we will have the monetization capability on. At this point, the video app is working, and it's we are still in those phases where we are asking content creators to come and test it, and just keep adding all kinds of niches on the site currently.
Yeah, because in
And
the In
Yeah.
the basis, Kaafila is a media sharing app, but it's also about teaching and sharing knowledge and
Yes,
courses. And
yes,
everything is built on top.
yes, the first app that we created is this decentralized video sharing app, and that enables every kind of content creator to use Kaafila as a reliable home for their video content. And that video content can be, uh, it can be a web series, it can be documentaries that somebody is creating on nature, it can be a, a journalist who is creating a video news portal for his own team, or it can be somebody who just wants to upload his learnings as a series of video lessons. So all kinds of possibilities are there. The platform is there, it's decentralized, it's stable, it's working. And so I think we will see gradually, you will see, I think this quarter onwards, on Twitter, on LinkedIn, you will see more of those Kafila app video URLs that we will start sharing as we add content there and start sharing on Twitter and LinkedIn, just like YouTube URLs.
And
And
that's very exciting.
yes, and so those things are there. And so the platform is there now. We will have some activity to grow that. The the second app, which is a critical app for us, on the same slide, the lighthouse slide, it's we have the NFT marketplace. That is the one that is currently under development, and we hope that if it progresses as per the current schedule, by end of this quarter, by end of June, it could be ready and it can go live. And that will create a new income stream for Kafila project through that NFT marketplace, because in our NFT marketplace, our model is, in simple terms, like this. uh, Listing fees will be zero, so we want as many people to come and list their NFTs with us, and the only fee that we have is a success fee, which will be 10% of the sale value.
Ah,
And so that's our income on that. And so that's what we have planned for that marketplace currently. And it'll it's on Algorand blockchain, and the operating currency of that NFT marketplace will be Algo.
and
And
do
yeah.
those sales of those NFTs, do they also have royalties, like when you resell them later on?
Uh, that's not a must-have feature that we have planned. It will be in the good to have list, but so I don't. We may not have that in the first version unless we get some very strong feedback from NFT users that it is required. But it is
Yeah.
not in a must-have. And yeah, so it is. So we have thought that, and we will try to make improvements that we have seen with our first-hand usage of NFT platforms else on Algorand blockchain, like AB2 gallery is there, RAND gallery is there. So we are using them, and we are also using OpenSea, which is Ethereum based. So we are seeing what are the good features there. So we are building this NFT marketplace currently. And so once this goes live, it will require a significant marketing effort from our side. And some of the use of token sales that we will do over this quarter, they would be allocated for the NFT marketplace marketing efforts. Because at the back, we feel that for every $1 equivalent used in developing the marketplace, we would need about $1 of marketing effort in the first year. So there is a lot of marketing effort required in the first year to kick it off. And and we will also have bonuses for people who are actively using our NFT marketplace. So those people who decide to use it more will see gains through
Yeah, we'll
different
help
means.
promote it also because we
Yes.
love Kaafila, and I think you
Yeah.
guys are doing amazing job. So yeah, it will be our honor and our pleasure to help with
Yes.
the.
NFTs are like they're like in my mind. There's no, you can't put a finger on what the NFT market really is. It's like all over the place, all kinds of. That's what it's a creative endeavor. So you have all kinds of things coming out, and you never know how the response for a particular NFT project will be like. when you develop that, because it's very subjective, like a movie. And only the audience gets to decide whether it's successful or not. So we will be encouraging all our uh, uh, let's say users of the NFT marketplace. We will have we will support them in different ways, because we have ourselves got experience in NFT projects as Kafila team. So that is about NFT marketplace. The third app is courses, which is like the education side of Kafila. And the courses system, it's currently under development. Initially, we had planned to develop it from scratch, but currently, what we are thinking is that we will use a WordPress site for that, along with a plugin called Learn Dash, which we have found as a top plugin for developing courses, and then we integrate that with our blockchain system. We found that if we can do that, we could make the system go live faster and also cheaper. So that much cash can be used for actually giving as literally scholarships or rewards to the users of that education system. So those are some thoughts here. So this is the quarter, April, May, June, in which our education that system, which is called the courses system, will go live, and the first batch of courses will start going live on that.
Wow.
So we are looking forward to that. And these courses, all of them, they will be free. They will have tests and certificates for free. And uh, depending on the performance of the students on that course, different levels of top performance, let's say 80%, 90%, 100%, they will get different levels of KFL tokens as reward or award.
Yeah,
And
because
those,
this is basically what Kafila is all about: teaching and sharing knowledge
yes,
and
this is the
providing.
back at, yes. And but this like the teaching part needs some investment, and somebody has to teach, somebody has to pay the teacher, because if you think about it, no teaching can be truly free, because somebody has to pay the teacher somewhere. Otherwise, how will the teacher live? So
Yeah.
the way we are in Kafila, the way we are structured is that our income generating applications, like the video sharing site with ads, the NFT marketplace, the NFT projects that we are doing on our own on different marketplaces, those income streams will fund uh, a good part of this education platform. And also there will be a few paid courses. If I can give a ratio, it's 80% free courses, which should be maximum bulk of the usage, and about 20% paid courses. 80% free, 20% paid. Those 20% paid will probably run the system by itself, but we would still need to fund. And that's the plan as well, that we will use our own income from other apps to fund the education side, because somebody has to pay tokens to the teachers for the effort for them to bring the courses. And also, it's not just a course is more than just putting a course or a video series there, because they have to answer the questions.
Yeah.
And that's when the course becomes really live and useful. So that obviously requires time and effort by teachers, so we will do that part. And the first batch of 5 to 10 courses will help us to understand what kind of efforts and have to be involved in this. And we are already many people have said that they experienced professionals in different industries. They have already said and volunteered to become educators on the Kafila courses system. So we know that once the system is live, we will get experienced professionals who are already either working or who have recently retired, or in various senior positions, who are interested in starting a course and running a course on the Kafila courses system. So that is where we can get a lot of valuable experience from senior executives, professionals in different industries, structured as a course and then given to our users worldwide.
So that's also where you revolutionize teaching and education, basically.
Yes, our aim is actually to have free education, and
Yeah.
free means free, not like the sites where you can do the course for free, but if you need the certificate, it is $99 or $49 or something,
Yeah.
and not so that's when it's not really free, because then you can't get the certificate to show to your on a CV, or you can't show it to a potential employer.
Yeah.
So we are thinking that, and not just certificate, we are going one step forward. We are saying whoever are the top performers, we will give them a chance to do internships with Kafila project, and that's when
Ah,
they really that is where we can really add value to the people who are putting the effort from their side. So suppose you are a student in a course and you have got 100% or 98, whatever the top end that we define in that course, then we will give you the chance to do an internship with us, and it will be paid again in KFL tokens. And in that internship you will work with our team members and be able to actually use in real life what you learned. That will that will build your that the base further, and increase your chances significantly of getting a paid job soon after the internship with some other company.
yeah, that's very smart. I like that idea, and I like the project. And I also saw that you're having a universal payment system and some other things on the list.
Yes,
How long are those?
so the courses is where a lot of effort will go, and we have to do it bit by bit because a lot of users are there. As of now, we believe that nearly 1 million users are there for the courses system, but we have to go slow in adding them because otherwise the quality of the education delivery may not be good, and we want to do a bit of control on that in the beginning.
Yeah.
And so so these are the courses under these three are under development. And the next one, Metaverse for virtual learning, this is under design phase currently. So this is the big project in terms of effort. It's also a big project in terms of the scope and what it can do for Kafila project. So if you can if you in my mind, if you take 5 years from now, the courses system will be getting the bulk of the users, millions of users into Kafila project, and it's the metaverse, the Kafila metaverse, that will be the one which will be probably the biggest income earner for the project in 5 years time frame because of the scope of what it is going to do. So one side will be a income generating portfolio of apps led by the metaverse, and the second side will be the expense side of the project. But that expense side is also to get users worldwide on board to Kafila project, and that's how together we can achieve our goal of being the blockchain project with the largest user base of any blockchain project. Currently, the data is not exact, but Bitcoin is the largest user base, depending on which site we see, between 40 to 50 or 60 million users are there in
Yeah.
Bitcoin.
Yeah.
And our goal is to have 100 million users, but we will need time because we are still really early. But our goal is to be able to have 100 million users,
Wow.
and that's possible because we are running this as a project that is aiming to deliver education, and that's a very large set of people.
Definitely. And I also really like this second chart that you presented,
Yes,
with how digital assets actually grow over time and
yes,
where it's all going.
yes. I think so. This is in continuing with the metaverse concept. So yeah, I would just take a minute more on first finishing that last in design system, which is called the universal payment system. That has gone into design phase in the last 2 months since we spoke. It was in
Ah,
research phase earlier, and now it's in design phase. And now we have a much more clear view on how we want this system to run, and who the audience will be, and how the income streams will be for that system. And so what we have decided is that this universal payment system will have an operating currency of Doge coin in the start. So it will be just based on one currency, Doge coin, because it is like after Bitcoin, it is probably the most popular crypto, very low transaction costs, and it's truly decentralized. So we will not have any difficulties from any regulatory perspective on
yeah.
Dogecoin usage, unlike
And
other tokens.
a big
Uh,
fan, Elon Musk, of course.
yes, it has that has helped the visibility, and more than 200 crypto exchanges worldwide. I don't
Yeah.
think there's any crypto exchange which is an exchange without Dogecoin. So it's there. So it's there everywhere. So we can really have a wide reach in terms of the system, because the system has to deliver the endpoint connectivity for the users so that they can convert the tokens into the fiat at the last point for the payments for themselves. So what we have decided is that the target audience for the system in the beginning will be the freelancers, the remote workers, and small trading companies, all of whom have clients abroad. So they are sitting in country A and their clients are in country B always. That's our base user profile. So that they are currently using other forms of payment system, maybe PayPal, and PayPal is like at 4 to 5% business transfers. Okay,
Wow.
and we
Yeah.
are talking about point 0.1 on our system. So it will be
Yeah.
very big cost saving, and in those few countries where a crypto exchange is not there, we are thinking of having a Kaafila agent in that country who would who would take Doge coins and then give the fiat to the people in that country.
Are you also implicitly saying that Dogecoin has a very bright future?
I'm not implicitly saying, I'm explicitly saying that.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. I would say, I mean, if somebody is listening to this call, if they are not sure about how bright the future of KFL token is, I would say, okay, you're right in your thought. We are early stage, but I would say at least then go and buy some Dogecoin.
Yeah, to the
So
moon.
so so yeah, it's like yes. There is a At this point, I would like to say that this trio of Bitcoin, Litecoin, and Dogecoin, these are truly decentralized. They don't have anyone, like, let's say in this Kafila project, it's me or Ethan or some other team members. These are like our goal for Kafila project is to reach that status
Yeah.
where it is like that, independent of people and running, and then it can really run, and it
Yeah.
can run to 20, the full course of 100% tokens release in about 30 years or so. It can do that, so we will get there. We have to give, this is our year one still, so we have to put our efforts for the next. We see ourselves acting very actively for till 2030, and by that time we would have set up the systems in place to make this really independent so that team members worldwide can grow the project. And but yes, so we will use this, and the name for this universal payment system is called pay tokens.
Aha. Aha. Yes.
So we have that domain pay tokens, and we believe it will be a very powerful brand.
Yes, but
uh,
your ultimate goal is, of course, teaching in the metaverse.
yes, and that's that. So with these apps covered, and yeah, so we talked about income generating apps. So this is the other income generating app where we will have income from the usage of this payment system. And so we have those, so we have to we are very conscious in Kafila that we need to secure the income generating apps properly, because it is through their success that we can make success out of the education side. Because we are not a billionaire philanthropic organization who has cash already in place to fund free education.
Yeah.
Those who have that can do that, but we are saying that we will earn and we will spend it for the learning part. So for the user, it's learn and earn, and for us, it is earn and then give the learning,
Yeah.
reverse.
It sounds familiar.
And so now let's go to the next slide,
Yes.
which is the slide I really want to explain. This is the digital asset slide, the black one.
Oh, sorry. Yes.
So uh, what we are seeing here is, this is an important slide in terms of concept. Uh, the key concept that when we think about what's happening, somebody may ask, like, what are these crypto NFTs? Where are we heading with all this? Is there something like a common theme in this whole thing? And this is how we are seeing it. What we are seeing is that there is a mega trend in place since the 1990s, and that mega trend is that digital assets are displacing physical assets everywhere. a physical asset with capital intensive nature has been there, the digital assets have been displacing or replacing that with the digital version. And the start of this whole trend is in the 1990s with internet,
Yeah.
where with the arrival of Yahoo, MSN, Google, and then Wikipedia, they have completely removed or massively displaced the print media industry. Okay, and that was you, it's difficult for us to imagine, but when you go back and study the kind of money that was being spent for print ads, print just the print
Yeah.
media, it's amazing that people were spending so much money in those because that was the only available way to reach people. And so
Yeah.
these internet portals, literally internet and the websites and portals, they just took out those the print media and the entire industry itself. And then we got the e-commerce players, Amazon, eBay, then supported by PayPal for payments, displacing the physical retailers and also banks to an extent, because you could buy on eBay and pay on PayPal directly. And in the past, you would have to buy something from, let's say, China or Mexico, and you would do the bank transfers, and the banks were involved in that. But combination of eBay, PayPal removed the banks also from the picture.
Yeah.
So from the international transfers picture. So I think, so what did they do? These e-commerce the players, they displaced the expensive real estate involved in having a store. Because if you go back about 25 years, if
Yeah.
you said that I want to, or 25 years, yeah, 25, 28 years, if somebody wanted to even run any kind of business, they would have to think of hiring a store, renting a store. And the location of the store was so important that if your location is not good, you won't get those sales. So many examples you will find in your own network that they started a business, they bought inventory, but the sales weren't happening, inventory was stuck. Finally, they had to liquidate the inventory and go and do some other work. Full of, so because it was stuck with real estate, and e-commerce displays that lock or the constraint of capital intensive real estate requirement for retail.
And you
And
see it also with COVID, that people had to work from home, and then suddenly
yeah,
those business offices were empty, and then those companies said, like, why are we actually renting a place for people to come together, right? You can also
yes,
have a business
yes,
where everybody works at home.
exactly. And the trends for that significant remote working have been in place for a while, and now it has become full blown trend with COVID.
Yeah.
So commercial real estate is, if in my mind, commercial real estate is one category of offices or whatever. It is set to underperform almost every other investment in the coming years, because people are just logging off from
Yeah.
both from offices, from all the malls, everything. So if you just move in that, after e-commerce, we had the gig economy that took off.
Yeah.
And the gig is like the Fivers, earlier Elance is called Upwork, lots of similar sites worldwide that were working, which were enabling people to work from anywhere, literally, and earn through the gigs. But the thing is that those people kind of became greedy, and some of these sites, they are taking 20, 25, even 30% today
Yeah.
as success fee, which in my mind is extremely oppressive.
Yeah.
And it's almost like
The
uh,
banking system.
yeah, it is blatant. The word is blatant. Blatant. Uh, yeah, it's like exploiting the platform because there are few options. So that's why we have thought of, so the pay token site that we have, the payment system, it will also have its own gig economy marketplace.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that, and there, instead of the 20-30% that these current sites have, we will have a max upper threshold of 5%.
Ah, that's very nice. Yes,
Yes,
and that is, of course, like a natural thing that you create, that monopolies get created, right? Because that's
yeah, it
basically
is like that. So we will have a payment system through crypto, and along with the payment system, the gigs marketplace, almost like you can say a PayPal eBay combination. So the PayPal will be the pay tokens payment system, and the pay tokens will also have the equivalent of eBay, which was basically a listing place for products, literally, but we would be gigs.
Yeah, that's very
And
interesting.
so that is the combination. So the gigs economy itself is, we will see a lot more here. And then what we saw after the gigs became a very prevalent and popular way of earning money, uh, lots of people, by the way, even in US and Europe, they were working gigs full time, and they said this is doing well, we will not go for full time work. So that was also happening in the last few years. And then of course in the last decade we have seen crypto evolving from Bitcoin, and it has completely, to a large extent, in displaced gold, and as a choice of saving. And what it Bitcoin also did is that it created a new generation of angel investors and VCs who had bought Bitcoin at lower rates, and because of the large rise in the value of Bitcoin, they suddenly had the capital to do angel investing and venture investing. So it has created a new generation, and those people are actually the most open-minded investors for crypto projects, because they themselves have earned through crypto, and they are open to the way crypto works. They are much more understanding about investing in tokens, because that's how that model works, the ups and downs. So they're understanding that, and so this is the next generation. So almost you can say it's a core point here that Bitcoin has created the investment ecosystem for the next generation of crypto projects.
Yeah, and as soon as the systems, the current system, the traditional system, sort of yeah, implodes, it goes into Bitcoin, and those investors grow even larger and can do even more amazing things along
Yeah,
decentralized themes.
yeah. For example, if as and when the KFL token of Kaafila becomes much more valuable, you think we will invest in a crypto project, or we will go and buy gold or buy some other residential real estate building? No way we are going there. We will only come back and invest in crypto projects.
Yeah, poor
So
Peter Schiff.
so yeah, yeah, let him tweet. Okay. So 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 yeah, so this is and then so we are as time is passing, you will see that I have put metaverse as the next large structure or destination on that. And metaverse is what we are thinking as a, it's not one definition. It's not like Bitcoin you can define as one specific instrument or one specific theme coin. Metaverse, I think, will have multiple implementations, multiple iterations. And we feel that the Kafila's implementation of the metaverse will enable us to do education for free. So we'll break down expensive education of today, the expensive colleges. Our target would be to break down those high cost structures involved in formal education. I think that will be our goal, very clear goal. And get people to study for as low as possible, ideally free, so that they don't have student loans on them. They can study what they really like and become productive. And by that time, in a few years from now, our ability to train people through internships will also increase significantly. Depending on the kind of market cap Kafila reaches, we could be training thousands and thousands or hundreds of thousands of interns every year. Depends on the market cap we are able to get. But it's a very clear goal to be able to educate at free or absolute low cost, because of the nature of the education involved, and get the internship so that they are productive. And the second thing is that the metaverse, we are also planning to have virtual offices, so that remote workers, freelancers, and small companies, irrespective of where they are, they can have a very respectable office for themselves. If you slide down on the page, you can see a virtual office.
Let's do it.
Just the last slide. Okay. The last slide is an indicative virtual office that Kafila will have in the metaverse. So we are planning to develop virtual offices like this. So suppose you are a freelancer sitting in, let's say, Kenya or Thailand. You are sitting and working from home, but we want to give you this respectable office for maybe $5 a month, and say this is your office, and you will meet clients here. It has an address, and a very respectable setting for you to invite people, do business, and run your profession.
Have you also? I'm not sure if you're also thinking along those lines, but as things become more and more digitalized and we move more and more to the metaverse, there's also a point where you sort of return with augmented reality to physical places, but that you can enhance through the metaverse. Are you also thinking along those lines?
Uh, yes, depending on the use cases we are able to see, it's important for us to be able to find a use case that we can monetize. For example, these virtual offices, we know that if we do them properly, we
Mm.
can offer them at low costs to freelancers worldwide, small trading companies who are operating from streets and corners of the world can
Yeah.
have respectable offices, proper, these would be called as like the 4-star and the 5-star or 6-star offices of the world. We will create such structures, setups for them with addresses and in the metaverse of Kaafila, and they can so their LinkedIn profiles or Twitter profiles or their visiting cards can have that address. And so even if they are not there, uh, somebody else may be there, like an assistant who can help them. All of those things are possible.
In the metaverse, of course, you can meet up as friends, but also as teachers and students. But with augmented reality, of course, a teacher could also show things to the class, but enhance them.
Yes, that's also the plan. Yes, yes, it's in
Mm.
part of the plan in the education side. For example, if you go one slide up, the classroom slide,
Yeah,
okay, the image. So that is like a indicative classroom, okay? And so you can, so this is a classroom, but if suppose we are studying about the African Sahara, or then we have a desert setting, or if we are studying about the Serengeti and the animals there, this entire classroom could transform into the forest, and you could actually have a lion in the classroom in the center.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
That
kind
would
of
be awesome.
So basically, settings that are impossible in physical life, the classroom can engage in those kind of settings. But of course, it depend. It has to be part of that lesson. And as you can understand, each of these constructions is a lot of effort. So, but we plan to do that bit by bit. But to answer your question, yes, the metaverse education can be made very immersive because we can change the entire setup of that class to make it as what it should be. I mean, all of this entire classroom could become the South Pole, and you can have penguins next to the people. So that kind of thing is possible.
That sounds super amazing. That's something me and my brother have always dreamt of. You know, the
Yes.
Ready Player One environment. How far off
So
do you think it is?
it is not very far. Okay, on this topic, I have a sentence, a quote from Bill Gates that we should remember. He has said multiple times that we as humans tend to underestimate always the speed of technological progress,
Yeah, yeah, that's also
which
my feeling.
which he has found again and again. He's saying that the speed at which technology will evolve will always be faster than what we think. And I would think so in this case as well. We could be there in 5 years' time, or maybe even sooner. We could do it as Kafila. We know that we can do it. It's a function of the funds that we need because these are expensive in terms of effort and time.
And of
So,
course, Bitcoin will help us get there because a lot of people had questions like how will the system transform itself? But it's basically through Bitcoin and
yes,
decentralized.
I think very, very safe to say that Bitcoin is the leader, and we
Yeah,
have full faith in the capability of Bitcoin to lead this entire transformation.
yeah.
And it is through the rise of Bitcoin that funds will flow into projects like Kafila and enable us to develop the next set of projects and and then move this forward.
We always had this idea at Bitcoin Live that many of these crypto companies, the startups, they also always had a treasury of Bitcoin. Was always our uh, conjecture. So as soon as Bitcoin starts to rise, these treasuries also increase, and then they can reinvest in their project and start things off again. I think that's how it works, right?
Those are, I would say, startups in, let's say, in velvet clothes or velvet pajamas. They're like well off startups. We are not like that.
Yeah,
We
that's
are,
true. That's
in
true.
our case, all funds, whatever they come, they are all for the project. And thankfully, we have token sales of KFL token sales. They are like, they keep happening, and the pace is only going to improve, and
Yeah.
that will keep funding the project. I think that's how we should think. We have the tokens to, they are meant for that currently, and we are selling those tokens as and when possible to people who are interested in joining us, and it's funding, and hopefully it will keep funding in a bigger way. And at some point, once we have done the initial developments and the income stream start, then we will not need to sell any more of those tokens, and that's when the token will really get income support on the exchanges, and supply will go down
Yeah,
significantly.
I was talking more about those ICOs, the early
uh,
ICOs. Yeah.
yes, yes, yes.
But yeah, what else can you tell us about Kaafila? Because I think there's one more slide up there.
Yes, this is the focus on the investment areas. I think we kind of covered it, but I'll just explain this pie chart here. This is, like I said earlier, that our focus is on the income generating apps of Kafila. So what we have explained through this pie chart is that 80% of our investment focus is on the income generating apps, the NFT marketplace, the metaverse, the universal payment system, and the video sharing app, which is already live. Together, they are 80% of investment focus, and the remaining 20%, 15% is for the courses system, which is to educate for free and bring users. We believe that is enough, because it doesn't require expensive development. It requires effort, and we can manage to do in that 15%. And a 5% budget for innovation, which is to do constant research and come up with the improvements on innovations for apps, or maybe completely radically new apps, possibly. So this is basically to tell that yes, our focus as a project is to get those income generating apps going and live, because then the project can really take off.
Yeah, I think this has been a very comprehensive update on where Kaafila is now and where it's going. And to my ears, it all sounds like music. And I think you guys will do great in the future. And we still have to get Bitcoin live on Kaafila, so I'm gonna make work of that. And
Yes, you should.
yeah,
Yes, yes, we
I
look
can't
forward to
wait
that.
to our next session.
Yes, we will surely, and I think we'll have more updates for you when we reconnect in the month of May, which we will surely. And so, once again, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. And on behalf of all the Kafila Army, I would like to say thank you to the viewers of this episode of Bitcoin Live with Kafila. And
Thank you
we
very
will
much.
see you again soon. Thank you very much.
And I'll explain how the viewers can win $50 worth of algo, which is sponsored, of course, by Kaafila. All they have to do is make a tweet or a couple of tweets, tell us what you really liked or what you learned about this episode. Don't forget to tag me, that is Bitcoin Live DB. Don't forget to tag my brother, that's Jay Dalmotter. Don't forget to tag Shankar, that's Shank X. I'll also link it down below the video. And of course, Kaafila itself, which is down here. So
Yeah,
you got 24 hours to do that, and we'll pick the best answers. Or
sounds
answer, I
good.
should say.
Sounds
So,
good.
Shankar, I want to thank you very much for doing this. I always appreciate the time and the content, of course. And I can't wait to sit in the classroom in the metaverse and experience what you talked about. And
Sounds
yeah,
good. We have to get there, and that's our responsibility. Yeah. Thank you very
sound.
much.
So I
Yeah.
always say two things: watch, learn, and earn, and makes you wonder. Take care, guys.
Bye. Bye.